Sex is not a board game. It's not like Monopoly where it's better if you play with more people. It just gets messier. And at the end of the day, y'all just all up here arguing. That's not really how it works.
No. You didn't say it was no. You said I had sex with my ex. We did not use protection. I'm telling you, it's not yours. I don't want you around.
I wanted something new.
I ordered a DNA that cost $400. I said, well, you pay half, I'll pay half. Pay half on a DNA test that I'm not gonna get the report, and then you can just say, oh no, you're not the grandmother of this baby. No, I'm not gonna pay. Don't understand.
Ms. Hardin drops a bombshell right from the start, asserting that despite Mr. Nelson's steadfast denial, he's the father of their 2-month-old daughter, Sophia. She's not just here for drama. She wants Mr. Nelson to step up and help raise their daughter once his paternity is confirmed. This explosive beginning sets the stage for a saga of denial and confrontation. Stick around, because the emotional fireworks are just getting started.
You say, due to a misunderstanding, he is now denying your 2-month-old daughter, Sophia Nelson. You are certain he is the father, and once proven, you want his help raising your daughter. Mr. Nelson, you refuse to lift a finger for a child that isn't yours. You say you are 1,000% certain you are not Sophia's biological father, and claim that you know who is.
You won't believe what's coming next. In a tear-jerking twist, Ms. Hardin pours her heart out, revealing her deep-seated loneliness due to losing her family members. She explains how Mr. Nelson became her rock during these tough times, which led her to seek more than just friendship. This poignant confession adds layers to her motives and paints a picture of her emotional state. The story takes an even deeper dive into drama in the next scene. Get ready for more jaw-dropping revelations.
That's all right. We come here to tell the truth. If that's your truth, you say it. So you were feeling alone in the world.
Yes, and I never really had nobody in my life talk to me. Nobody, they would like talk, but they wouldn't listen to where I was coming from. They didn't listen to what I had to say, and he was there for me, and I gravitated towards it.
You wanted to have his baby because this was a person now that I decided.
Felt like I was gonna be with him for the rest of my life.
Right.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any spicier, Mr. Nelson throws a curveball. He airs his doubts about fatherhood, citing a time when Ms. Hardin allegedly let her ex-boyfriend and his current partner crash at their place. He suggests that her decision, especially under such intimate circumstances, ignited his suspicions. The tension ratchets up as he lays out his case for doubt. Up next, the plot thickens, and the accusations fly faster. Watch out for the incoming drama bomb.
And you've brought an exhibit to outline that doubt. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please step up to the monitor.
Okay, Your Honor. It all started, we went back to Arkansas, got our own place together. Her ex-boyfriend, John, and his baby mother, which is Rachel, at the time, didn't have nowhere to go, so they wanted to come stay with us. But that being her ex-boyfriend, I thought it was disrespectful.
And the plot thickens. In a scene straight out of a soap opera, Mr. Nelson stumbles upon incriminating texts on Ms. Hardin's phone, fueling his doubts even further. The timing of her pregnancy announcement suspiciously aligns with when he had temporarily exited stage left due to his suspicions. This crucial moment ties directly back to the paternity dispute, thickening the plot considerably. Hold on tight, because what happens next is a doozy.
Eventually, they left. I came back. Everything was cool. I thought, everything's fine. I wasn't, suspecting none because I had no proof until I went through her phone. And I found text messages of John texting her, hey, baby, you want some more? How you doing?
What?
Yeah.
You want some more?
She denied it. 3 weeks later, found out she pregnant.
And then 3 weeks after that,
Went to the doctor. The doctor said she was 2 months pregnant.
Wait for the plot twist. The courtroom heats up as Ms. Hardin's ex-boyfriend steps into the scene, throwing another layer of chaos into the mix. He outright denies being the father, which contradicts earlier insinuations and adds a delicious layer of confusion to the paternity mystery. This twist turns the case on its head, setting the stage for an even more dramatic unfolding. Prepare yourself, because the judge is about to drop some serious wisdom.
Ms. Hardin's ex into the courtroom.
Okay.
I want to hear from you.
Have you come up to the witness stand?
Sir, please have a seat. Do you think you're Sophia's father? That's what I want to know.
No, it's impossible.
Yeah, now you don't.
So why
are you denying?
Are they testifying? You were on the phone saying, what are we going to do about our baby? You know that's my baby.
I never said that. They're both delusional.
The judge is about to lay down the law. In a moment of courtroom clarity, Judge Lake delivers a compelling monologue about the consequences of reckless relationships, especially when they lead to parenthood. Her powerful words serve as a moral climax to the episode, urging everyone to consider the impact of their actions. Just when you think you've seen it all, the final reveal is ready to take center stage. Are you ready for the big reveal?
Sex is not a board game. It's not like Monopoly where it's better if you play with more people. It just gets messier. And at the end of the day, y'all just all up here arguing. That's not really how it works. And listen, if that's what you want to do, that's your business, but protect yourself. Because how dare you bring an innocent baby into this nightmare.
And now, for the grand finale, the DNA results are in.
The biological father is Mr. Nelson. You are the biological father.
This is where the drama hits the fan. Mr. Singleton explains his doubts about paternity after his wife, Ms. Gray, during an argument, revealed that he might not be the father of their 3-year-old daughter, Ariana. He expresses his turmoil and the condition that if Ariana is not his, the marriage is over. Buckle up, because this roller coaster is just getting started.
During a heated argument, you claim she told you that you may not be the father of 3-year-old Ariana, and you've petitioned the court for a paternity test and declared if you learn the child is not yours, the marriage is over.
Talk about a soap opera twist. Ms. Gray admits uncertainty about her daughter's paternity, but desires the test results to determine the future of their relationship. Her admission sets the stage for a dramatic exploration of trust and responsibility within the marriage. The plot thickens in just a moment, so stay tuned.
You admit you do not know for sure if your husband is your daughter's biological father. You also desperately want today's results if you and your husband can have a future together.
And the plot thickens. The conversation heats up as Mr. Singleton accuses Ms. Gray of infidelity with her ex-partner immediately following their argument, which she refutes by clarifying the timeline of their relationship and the separations involved. Get ready, because the next scene adds a whole new level of intrigue.
No, actually, you cheated on me, and that's the reason why
I cheated.
I went with my ex.
Yes, you went to your ex immediately.
No, we wasn't together, so it's not called cheating. We weren't together.
She claims to not be cheating, but what I'm saying is that you had an argument. She immediately went to it. Like, there was no question of it.
I went through your phone records, and I found talking to females 3 o'clock in the morning.
You can cut the tension with a knife here. Ms. Gray reveals during a phone conversation about her pregnancy that the child might not belong to Mr. Singleton. This disclosure shocks him and adds a complex layer to their already strained relationship. The story takes another wild turn next, so don't go anywhere.
I told him, I said I was with my ex, and it's a possibility she may not.
Laid it all on the table.
Oh, no. You didn't say it was no. You said, I had sex with my ex. We did not use protection. I'm telling you, it's not yours. I don't want you around.
I wanted something new.
Name the baby after
so
him
now
and everything.
you are admitting that what he's saying is true. You told him straight up,
Yes.
this baby's not yours.
I told him.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more real, Ms. Gray expresses her frustration with past relationships and her preference for bad boys over good guys, highlighting her struggles with trust and her expectations from partners. The emotional roller coaster is far from over. Watch what unfolds next.
He's gonna always hold that in the back of his mind.
I understand, but I thought he wasn't. I'm used to dating thugs. I'm not used to guys with the glasses and the good job. I'm used to going after guys that hustling, and that's what I like. My ex is in jail right now.
Let me give you a little woman tip. Go after the ones with the glasses and the good jobs, baby. After telling you the baby was not yours, she had to have told you that the baby was yours.
Exactly.
Can you believe this? As the case progresses, both parties argue over past infidelities and their implications for their relationship and parenting responsibilities. The dialogue underscores the deep-seated issues of trust and betrayal between them. Things are about to get even juicier, so stick around.
You know what I'm saying? The only place in her face where she looks like me is right here on her
I'm
eyebrows.
glad you
and her
looked
nose.
up, found the answer so that you can understand that children come in all colors. It's genetic.
Right.
You understand? Your doubt is real. Despite all of this tit for tat going on, you married her.
I was trying to do the right thing.
Did you tell the man it wasn't his child? What was your
I
point?
never told him that.
That
I never
is a
told him
lie.
that. I
You
said
got on-
I told
and
him
you
it was a
explicit-
possibility.
No, you didn't.
This is where everyone leans in. The court session intensifies as Mr. Singleton and Ms. Gray debate their actions and decisions within their marriage, focusing on the impact of their behaviors on their child and each other. The tension is about to skyrocket with the next testimony, so keep watching.
You said
So why did you marry me then?
Because I love you, and there's no way that you can
You
sit
love
there.
me, but you talk to other females and sending naked pictures and stuff, and
I mean, I had some issues with that. We all got issues in here. Made the
Okay,
right
but what about
changes.
your
We all
parties that
got
you wanted to
issues
do.
in
We all
here,
got
right?
issues.
And I'm trying to understand yours. Because as you stand here in your glass
yes,
with
but
your
he had-
job,
What about your kinky parties that you want to have?
I like
And
to throw
you wanna have
parties. I like to
threesomes
go
with
to
me and stuff.
parties.
So I mean, if it's anybody that's nasty, it's him.
Here's a curveball for you. In a pivotal moment, Ms. Gray's witness, Ms. Simmons, testifies about Mr. Singleton's inappropriate behaviors, reinforcing Ms. Gray's claims of his dishonesty and undermining his reliability as a partner and father figure. The judge's reaction is up next, and it's a doozy, so don't miss it.
you having kinky parties, sending pictures to girls, and cheating. What
With
does
himself.
your research show about that?
I mean, that's a valid point. But
Thank you.
What I'm saying
I
is,
make those sometimes.
I took the time to make vows. I put the ring on, okay?
You also took the time to talk to other females and be permissive.
Yeah, but
You
what
took
I'm
the time
saying
to
is
do all
once
that.
I put
so
this
you
on-
can't look at me.
Since you put a ring on Ms. Gray's finger, have you cheated?
In what sense of the word?
This is where the judge lays down the law, no holds barred. The judge admonishes both Mr. Singleton and Ms. Gray for their actions, emphasizing the repercussions on their daughter who is caught in the middle of their conflicts. This lecture from the judge serves as a moral centerpiece of the episode, stressing responsibility and the welfare of the child. The air is thick with anticipation, leading up to the big reveal.
Yes, you had something to say?
Address the court and say that if this is not my baby, this ring right here don't mean nothing. You can have that.
Mr. Singleton, that was dramatic. However, you married this woman knowing that this child may not be yours.
And
you
now he wants a way
married her.
out. So
Now,
this will I get back a ring?
if this child isn't yours, you want out. Are you stopping to think about the child and the fact that
can
you
leave.
may be
He
the
don't
person?
care.
Grab your popcorn, here comes the big moment. The DNA test results are revealed.
When it comes to baby Ariana Wallace, Mr. Singleton, you are not her father.
This next bit is quite the roller coaster. Angela Monroe, the plaintiff, sets the stage with her heartfelt plea, underlining her urgent need to know if the child, Yana Monroe, is indeed her granddaughter. Revealing her terminal illness, Angela describes how her son, Herbert, passed away, which led Shenica Reed, the defendant, to claim she was pregnant with his child. Get ready, because the reaction to this news is just around the corner, and it's a doozy.
My name is Angela Monroe. My son Herbert died on January 27, 2015. After my son passed, a young lady named Shenica Reed, is the defendant, told me that she was pregnant from my son. The baby was born on May 31st, 2016. I really would like to know if Iyanna Monroe is my granddaughter.
Buckle up for this revelation. Angela vividly remembers learning about Shenica's pregnancy right after her son's funeral. The bombshell was dropped during a house visit from Shenica, who announced her pregnancy out of the blue. Angela was stunned, initially speechless by such unexpected news. The court listens intently as Angela recounts her initial shock and her son's ignorance of the pregnancy. Strap in, you're not going to want to miss what comes next.
Ms. Monroe, how and when did you find out about Ms. Reed's pregnancy?
I found out after my son passed, after his funeral. He came by the house. He said, I have something to tell you. He said, well, I'm pregnant. I really didn't know what to say at first. I was kind of stunned because I wasn't expecting that.
How far along was Ms. Reed?
I believe it was about 5 months.
This was the first time you ever heard that your son, that he was the biological father of her child.
Yes.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more intense, Shenica takes the floor to share her side of the story, explaining her decision to finally tell Angela about the pregnancy. After Herbert's death, she felt compelled by her family and friends to reach out to Angela, who had just lost her only child. The significance of her decision is palpable, and the courtroom hangs on her every word. Brace yourself. The emotional temperature is about to rise.
After a week after her son passed and after she laid him to rest, I called her. I wasn't even gonna let her know that I was pregnant with his child, but I was encouraged by family members due to the fact that she has lost her only, that it was important that I reach out to her. So I gave her a call and I told her that I was almost 5 months pregnant.
So, Ms. Monroe, you were very close to your son.
Yes.
Things are heating up now. The court dives into the tumultuous dynamics between Angela and Shenica, examining their complicated interactions over living arrangements and financial issues. A fiery debate ensues about the financial support Herbert provided to Shenica, which only added fuel to their already fiery disagreements. Watch out, the sparks are about to fly even higher.
Nobody can take my son. God took my son from me, so you can never do
and
that.
if your son was, God would have still let your
Ma'am,
son live. I was in that
Judge.
apartment with your son or staying somewhere else
For
with your
one,
son.
I wasn't gonna leave my son to be anywhere else. And that is not the person that was supposed to stay in that apartment. Someone from California that was advised to me, that's who was gonna stay in
She
the
wanted
apartment
me to
with
stay
my
in the
son.
apartment. I passed
You
away when
came
she
and
was
stayed
moving.
there when you were
Yes, I
pregnant.
did come to stay there. And the time when after I moved back to my parents' big house.
You'll want to sit tight for this clash. Angela and Shenica lock horns over who was meant to move into Herbert's apartment after his passing. The dispute reveals deep-seated tensions and unresolved grief, painting a vivid picture of their strained relationship. The confrontation escalates quickly, setting the stage for even more fireworks. Trust me, the next part is even more jaw-dropping.
Only way you get anything is if you do a DNA. So you do a DNA.
That I didn't even know that I could benefit.
Yes, you did.
for
Anybody
Iyanla.
know that somebody's
She-
deceased you could collect.
Look how
So
young he was. She the one said, my son
It doesn't
always
matter
worked
how
2
old
jobs.
you are.
Your baby can.
All right, let's get some control,
no.
ladies. Understand this, but I need to hear it one at a time.
okay.
How did you ever get to the point where you're moving in?
Because I was living with my cousin at the time, and to take over the responsibilities of running back and forth to the hospital with her.
Don't look away now. The argument between Angela and Shenika continues to unravel, with each accusation more heated than the last. They debate the legitimacy of Shenika's place in Herbert's life and the apartment, revealing layers of suspicion and resentment. The atmosphere is charged, and the courtroom is on edge. The upcoming twist in the tale is something you won't see coming.
Excited
She
that
called me after the baby was born. Of course I was excited. Going through the 4th month. It was the last time I seen this baby, 4th month. Then I get a phone call. It went from, you're gonna pay for the DNA. I'm not doing that. I ordered a DNA that cost $400. I said, well, you pay half, I'll pay half.
Pay half on a DNA test that I'm not gonna get the result, and then you can just say, oh no, you're not the grandmother of this baby. No, I'm not gonna pay. That's what you don't understand.
Hold on to your popcorn, because here comes a critical intervention. The judge steps in to calm the storm, refocusing everyone on the child at the heart of the case and the potential for a family connection depending on the DNA test results. The importance of resolving these issues calmly for the sake of the child is emphasized. The tension is thick, and the impending DNA results are about to cut through it like a knife.
But even in this courtroom, we have seen things turn around in a moment where you all had begun to discover commonalities in terms of your understanding, your relationships with. So we're making a little bit of progress. I want to know from Ms. Reed. Ms. Reed, if in fact this is Mr. Monroe's biological daughter, would you allow Ms. Monroe a chance to be in her life and be a grandmother and get to know?
I would not stand in the way of that relationship.
The air is thick with anticipation. The moment of truth arrives as the DNA test results are announced.
The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Angela Monroe and Iyanla Monroe is 99.98%.
That's all I wanted to know.
Well, kick things off with a bang, why don't we? At the start of the episode, the judge sets the stage for a drama-packed session in the case of Stremke versus Jaramillo. Mrs. Stremke has hauled Mr. Jaramillo into court over who's who in the zoo regarding the paternity of their 2 daughters, Naviana and Alexis. She's on a mission to prove he's the daddy, despite his swirling sea of doubts fed by rumors and a supposedly incriminating past incident. Buckle up, because this is just the warm-up.
This is a case of Stremke versus Jaramillo.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Stremke, you've dragged Mr. Jaramillo to court in hopes of saving your family, which you claim is falling apart due to paternity denial. Defendant doubts paternity for both of your daughters, 4-year-old Naviana and 8-month-old Alexis, but you want that he is their father.
Talk about a family feud getting real. Mrs. Stremke spills the beans on her family woes, detailing the growing trust issues her daughters face with Mr. Jaramillo due to his paternity denials. She's worried sick that her eldest, Naviana, is catching on to the adult whispers and might start throwing shade at her dad. And you thought this was spicy? Well, the next part is a full-blown jalapeno.
Why is your family falling apart?
Your Honor, I feel like my family is falling apart because my daughters are basically growing up how I had to. We didn't have both parents, and even when we did have both parents present at different times, we were denied. I feel like they can't trust because he denies that he's their dad half the time, and my 4-year-old Naviana knows. She can hear the, well, I'm not her dad anyway. I can't expect her to do what he says if he's gonna say, I'm not your dad.
Hold the phone, Dad's got doubts. Mr. Jaramillo doesn't shy away from admitting he's aired his paternity doubts during not-so-quiet squabbles. He takes us back to the rocky start of their romance, marked by troubled pasts and a gossip-monger friend stirring the pot right from the get-go. Keep your popcorn close. There's more drama ahead.
You're expressing your paternity doubts in front of the children?
In some instances, it gets brought up in fight, and with the children are present, we get pretty loud about it.
This is not good.
Yes.
How did it begin?
We met very young. I was 13. We met in a lockup facility we were both staying at. We had no choice. We didn't have good childhoods at all, so we had to stay there. I see it now, and I don't want it to go down that road to where they have to go through what we did.
Just when you thought it couldn't get soapier, the plot thickens as they delve into the backstory of Naviana's conception. Ms. Stremke maps out a timeline sprinkled with potential daddy candidates that overlapped just before Mr. Jaramillo re-entered the picture. The chat turns to a he said she said saga, fueled by a rumor mill on overdrive. And just when you think you've seen it all, there's a twist in the tale coming right up.
When you got pregnant with the oldest daughter, Naviana, what was the issue surrounding her paternity?
I had just gotten out of a relationship with my sons and had moved back to Iowa. Well, I ended up where I had slept with another man. And this is before me and Mr. Jaramillo had gotten together. But it was very, very shortly after that we got together that I found out I was pregnant after we had first slept together. And he got a phone call from a girl that I had went to school with, tell him that I was sleeping with multiple men.
Ever heard of Too Many Cooks in the Kitchen? In a plot twist that reads like a reality TV show, they hash out the messy details surrounding the conception of their younger daughter, Alexis. This includes a dicey threesome that throws even more doubt into who the real father might be. The emotional stakes are sky high as they reflect on their roller coaster decisions affecting their kids' lives. Strap in, folks. This roller coaster's about to plunge.
So you're in this household, questions of paternity are flying all over but you're trying to make it work, or what are you doing?
That's the part that is the hardest for me to believe, because I was done having kids. After I had a boy and I had a girl, I didn't want any more. I pushed my luck. I have a boy, a girl, they're both amazing kids. And there was a point in time where the whole paternity of Naviana was not brought up, and he was practically begging me for another child because he wanted to try to have a boy.
Get ready for the grand finale. As the judge whips out the DNA test results, the tension could be cut with a knife. Drum roll, please.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Jaramillo, you are the father.